Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Figure 4 podcast. I'm Daniel Marino, and with me, as always, is Michael Cummings. Mike, it's been a while since people have heard our lovely voices talking about wrestling.
Finally, we're back. No, we've the past few weeks we've had some issues.
Yeah, well, you say we. I've had some issues.
Dan's had some issues. Dan's had some
technical issues.
But Dan's back. He has a new mic. He probably sounds a lot better.
Yeah, well,
so
a lot better.
So we're good now. And finally, we don't have to talk about a pay-per-view. We can talk about build-up, but the next one's not for a few weeks, so that's good. Happy with that.
Oh yeah, big time, man. We were talking about before. Well, I guess for the 3 people listening, it would be the last time we actually recorded an episode. Although, we did record episodes the last 2 weeks, it just didn't make it to the interwebs, so to speak. But we were talking about before how we were kind of sick of not being able to record a real, just normal episode. We started right before WrestleMania, and since then it's been either recapping a pay-per-view from the Sunday before, or looking forward or previewing the pay-per-view coming up that Sunday. And then there were some weeks where we had to do both in the same episode. Now we can kind of just chill, recap Raw and SmackDown, talk about what's hot in wrestling and what's not, and look forward to a pay-per-view that's a month away?
About a month.
Yeah. So, it's going to be nice to record just a normal episode for once.
Yeah, thank God. No, WrestleMania, Backlash, Greatest Royal Rumble.
Greatest Royal Rumble.
Everything. But now it's slowed down, thank God.
Thank God, of course. I mean, we're wrestling fans. We love wrestling, but there is such thing as too much of a good thing. Actually, too much of a good thing could be a bad thing, because Backlash was pretty awful, and Greatest Royal Rumble was maybe worse. I don't even know which one was worse. They were both pretty bad.
They were just both. Well, I mean, I like the Rumble match itself.
Yeah, it was okay.
Well, I'm a fan of the Rumble match regardless, but it was just way too long. Not the Rumble match, the whole show, the entire show.
When you're asking fans to tune into a glorified house show, asking them to do so for 6 straight hours is that's a tough ask.
Yeah, no, I can't disagree with that, man. It was it was rough.
Keep in mind that I spent 6 hours. Well, I was on tape delay, so I was probably more like 5 hours. 5 hours of my birthday watching the Greatest Royal
Rumble. Yeah. What a fantastic birthday gift.
Yeah, no, it wasn't the greatest.
It wasn't the greatest, eh?
No.
All right.
No, it was not. But that being said, that's the past. So let's talk about the future. And the future, as you know, Michael, let's say Ronald Cummings, you know what the future is. I know what the future is. The world of wrestling knows what the future is. And the future is Jinder Mahal versus Roman Reigns.
Get out of town. Get out of here.
What do you... It's the modern day Maharaja.
That was good.
Versus the biggest of all big dogs. Remember that this is his yard.
Yeah,
I don't think you realize that.
I hear that every single week. I'm aware that this is Roman Reigns' yard.
Yeah, and you know what? We talked about how we recorded the last 2 episodes, but no one got to hear them. And
you were heated. You were so.
Oh, I got fired up.
Yeah, you were going into it, and in a good way.
I'm still fired up because what we have on our hands here is the modern day Rock versus Austin. You have 2 of the most electrifying,
the only
talented...
comparison. No, the only comparison is that Rock and Roman are both Samoan.
You know what? But
there's nothing. No, there's nothing.
What? Okay,
it's a 1v1 feud, and one of them Samoan. That's the only comparison between these two feuds. So,
I think you're delusional. I think you're
delusional. No.
What we have here is 2 of the most electrifying, talented, and over wrestlers in the business right now, going at it one-on-one. These are 2 future Hall of Famers, the elite of the elite, battling it out every week on Raw, trying to position themselves as the man, or the dog, really.
The dog. Okay. Listen. Okay.
This is a treat. This is the summer of Roman versus Jinder. I hope they fight at every pay-per-view in the main event.
Oh my god, dude, it's bad
Let's
enough.
say you, Michael
like,
Cummings.
No, it's literally like it's bad enough that these shows are so long. If that's ending the show, I'm walking out like Backlash fans did, dude. Okay, listen, I know how this feud's gonna go. We all know it's just gonna end with Roman on top, the dog reclaiming his yard. I understand. I get it.
His yard.
And I get that Jinder Mahal is like, I don't know if he's a big star, but he's actually like, he has a name. I like Jinder Mahal. I have nothing against Jinder Mahal. I like Jinder Mahal mainly because, well, A, he's Canadian, but B,
good old Canadian boy.
A good old Canadian boy, but B, everyone hates him, and that's why I like him, because I like to go against the grain. That's why.
That's a real heel right there.
Yeah,
right?
And I like Roman Reigns too. I like Roman. He's actually a really good talent, and the fact that everyone boos him, I love when they boo him, because he doesn't care. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't. He's going out there. He's making his money. He's on top of the world. So I don't think he cares too much. Obviously, I can't speak for him, but I wouldn't imagine he cared that much. This feud, however, really is like, it's heat magnet versus heat magnet.
Yeah, for real.
Like no, in a bad way. Not like oh, the Miz he's a great heel. He gets heat. Like, it's not like that. Like, Miz is a great heel. This is like two people that fans legitimately hate, and it's not real. But I think fans, the hate is real.
Yeah, I mean, probably. You know what I think? I think that they should to give this feud its due. I think they should create a title and put it on the line at Money in the Bank in a ladder match.
So first and foremost, two questions.
The big dog title.
Two things. One, okay. I was gonna ask the name, and second, do we really need another title on the main roster?
Absolutely.
They just introduced a new title this year, the Greatest Royal Rumble Championship or whatever.
Does that still exist? Is that like a thing?
There's a Wikipedia page on it.
There's
So whoever put the time in to make that, I mean, that's pretty official.
Hats off to you. You're a real one.
It wasn't, but
no, wait, okay, no. But with what you were saying with the two biggest heat magnets, I think it's pretty clear. The thing that's so frustrating about the way they book Roman is that everything they do is so obvious. Like,
blatantly.
Yeah, like, everything they've done is, like, they've tried to come up with these creative ways to get Roman over because they're so convinced that he's this era's John Cena, who also got booed like crazy, but they're so convinced that he's that guy that, and obviously he's not getting the reaction that they need to find. Like, they're basically treating him like the new Stone Cold, right? Like, before he used to be all smiles and basically John Cena making corny jokes and stuff like that. That wasn't working. So now they're trying this whole, like, I'm against the authority. You guys don't want me to win and stuff like that, which is kind of, I think, more of a piss off to the fans because clearly the upper management does want him to win more than the fans do. Like, it's the opposite of what they're doing in storyline. And then now they're basically just trying to find, like, oh, who is one guy that no matter what's going to get booed? Who is one guy that, like, if anyone is ever going to cheer for Roman, who would that be against? And right now, it's likely Jinder Mahal is the most likely for that spot because, I mean, you talked about it before, man. These are the two biggest heat magnets in WWE. Now you just got to figure out who's a bigger heat magnet.
And the guy that they wanted that was in Jinder's position at this point was Brock Lesnar, because the company tried to position Brock as this lazy part-timer. He only showed up when he wanted to, and you know the whole story, and it didn't work in the end. It didn't, because like I agree with what they were doing with making Brock the bad guy, but to now make that also look like make Roman look like he's the good guy, it didn't work. You just had two people that the fans disliked. I don't know if everyone hates Roman or Brock Lesnar, but I mean, a
lot of hardcore fans hate him because he is a part-timer holding the belt, right? But for the most part, people do like Brock. But you made a great point there. Like, they're basically, this is the reality era in WWE, so to speak, and they're trying to use reality to like manufacture cheers for. Well, actually, one time they did literally manufacture cheers for Roman.
And I'm sure that's multiple times.
Yeah, exactly. But no, they're trying to create cheers for Roman by using reality. So with Brock, one thing that everyone kept complaining about is how Brock is holding the title, but he's a part-timer and no one wants that. So they tried to use that in storyline by having Roman basically repeat what everyone's saying. on the internet and stuff like that. But like you're not gonna fool anyone. Like we still know it's Roman. Like you can groom the dog, but we all know who it is underneath all that, right?
All underneath all that fur, we all know who it is. But I want to ask you though, that this feud. I mean, it was an interesting point you brought up where maybe they need to introduce a title, and it's possible they will, because next week Jinder Mahal has an Intercontinental Championship opportunity against Seth Rollins. So how do you see that going?
Well, how do I see that going? I don't know, maybe Rollins is going to retain. I'm just trying to think in my head how they're gonna.
Dude, he's killing it right now.
Oh no, he's amazing.
He's like you were saying. I don't know if this made it to air, but I don't want to take credit. Well, I'm giving you credit, but you think that Seth Rollins is going to dethrone Lesnar at SummerSlam for the Universal title.
Yeah, that's been my theory for a while now. Basically, since we started the podcast, is that this is going to be the summer of Rollins, and you're already seeing the seeds of that kind of planted. They're keeping Reigns out of the title picture, hopefully long term. And like we talked about last week, again, it didn't make it to air, but the summer is always so much better for wrestling fans than WrestleMania season.
Oh, 100%.
Right? Because you don't get all that like shit like Goldberg winning the Universal title. They're not focusing on, what's going to get us more buys and come April. They're just focused on giving fans good wrestling. Like the summer and SummerSlam is just the perfect time for hardcore, like real wrestling fans. And I think that bodes perfectly with what Seth Rollins is, which is an amazing wrestler who hasn't really gotten his due since he tore his ACL, what was it, like 2 years ago? So I truly do believe that they're leading up to Seth Rollins pinning Lesnar clean at SummerSlam and ending Lesnar's whatever it's going to be 500 and something day title reign by the time SummerSlam hits.
Well, he's the thing with Lesnar is they want him. I'm gonna assume they just want him to beat Punk's streak.
Yeah, well, he's very close.
He's getting
to
close.
Right now.
Well, he's not going to defend it before he breaks the streak, so he's already beaten it. But,
yeah, exactly.
But with that
point.
being said, like, do you actually see Mahal walking away with the title? Because I know you got to think Roman's going to get involved with this match next week.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say, too, is that they don't want to have Jinder lose squeaky clean, even if it is to Rollins, because he is going into a feud with Reigns. So, I mean, we all know what's going to happen at the end of it. Reigns is going to pin Jinder probably twice, like probably at Money in the Bank and Extreme Rules. But you still can't have him losing clean on Raw, regardless of who it is, going into that match with Reigns. You still have to have some illusion that Jinder can win. But they also can't have Rollins lose. Like, Rollins is not losing his title to Jinder Mahal. So the way I see it is that what's the Singh brother's name? The one that's still alive.
Sunil.
What the hell's his name?
Okay, Harv's still alive. Sunil Singh is the one that's on TV right now.
Sure. Okay, Sunil Singh. He's going to interfere, and then Reigns is going to interfere, and then Rollins wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's pretty straightforward, I'd say.
I'm still holding to my theory that Rollins will drop the IC title to Jason Jordan, who's going to turn heel on him when he returns.
Wow.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Dude, talk about a heat magnet.
Yeah.
Talk about a heat magnet.
Exactly.
I think they can make that. Jordan.
They can make the Jason Jordan thing work, man. Like you said, he's a heat magnet. He's got real heat, and we know that he's a good wrestler. So I mean, use it. Like, have him be that dork who thinks he. Make him Kurt Angle. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Actually, that could really work.
I'm not even saying it because he's
like his
quote
son,
unquote Kurt Angle's son.
He is,
which is a thing, but. I'm saying it because like you can make it work with Jason Jordan again being a great wrestler, and a kind of a similar wrestler to Kurt. I mean, not like on the same level quite yet, but like he's a good wrestler who is kind of dorky. So have him play up that thing that Kurt did at the beginning of his career, where it's like, yeah, everybody loves me, I'm a hero, these are all my accolades and stuff like that. Where you could just, I mean, if he does it properly like Angle does, you could just sense that he really thinks he's a face, but really he's a heel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it. I
think he could pull it off.
I honestly, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like the best thing for business would be.
Oh God, don't say that.
That's a term now, man. I feel like what's best for business is gonna be him just going back with Chad Gable.
Oh yeah, you think so?
Well, like that Raw tag team division. I know. Like Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt are pretty over right now, and it's fun to watch.
Were they on Raw?
They weren't.
That's weird, right?
Yeah, well, you know, that's what I'm talking about. Like nobody like blinked an eye. Like nobody cared. right?
Yeah.
Like they missed the hottest thing on the Raw tag team division or in the Raw tag team division right now is the B team.
Yes.
But like here's the thing.
B-
Here's the thing. Okay, yeah. Okay, well, like here's the thing though. Like the B team is fun and all, but at the end of the day, they're just a pair of jobbers, right? So
Yeah.
that tag team division really needs some beefing up. And you have the Revival in there who a lot of people saw like once they came up, oh, these guys have it. And they do have it, but like they haven't been able to showcase it. And maybe that's because they're too generic or whatever, and like what they did in NXT really worked, but we know that there's that transition period where once you get to the main roster, you kind of get scrapped down, and you know that's a very Vince McMahon thing to do. So, you know, it kind of happened with American Alpha. I know they won the SmackDown tag team titles over on SmackDown, but I think they could really beef up the tag team division. So I think that'd probably be the best. But maybe because Jason had that flirt, like he flirted with the main roster, or not the main roster, like the main event scene in a sense. Maybe it wouldn't work too well, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I have high hopes for Jason Jordan.
No, I think what you said makes total sense because the Raw tag team division obviously is lacking compared to SmackDown, especially after the Superstar shakeup. Like you still have some guys in there, like Bray and Matt are great, but they're not going to last. Like no one's expecting them to last more than a year. Like a year is max. And then you have like the Authors of Pain and all that stuff. And then, like you said, the Revival's cool, but they haven't really hit that level yet. I hope they don't end up like the Ascension. That's, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing, and they're also on Raw. No one cares.
Exactly. But I should probably stop just like spitting out random theories that just come to my head when I'm watching Raw. But I'm gonna do it anyway. When I was watching Chad Gable and Ziggler having that backstage segment, the first thing that came to my mind is Ziggler and McIntyre beating down Chad after the match, and then Jason Jordan coming out to seemingly make the rescue, and then just beating the hell out of Chad Gable.
That'd be kind of cool.
Heel that way,
that'd be kind of cool.
And then you could play it off like, so Chad gets hurt and he's out for like whatever, a month. Just give him a month off. Jason Jordan beats Rollins for the title like in some dirty way, or someone interferes and that's who Rollins faces next, whatever. Find a way to do it. And then Jason Jordan versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental title for the next few months.
Yeah, it could work.
Right?
Yeah, WWE though.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
Well,
they should hire me.
They listen. Every fan thinks they should be hired.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I'm not saying not me saying that you shouldn't. I'm just saying that.
Well, obviously I should.
Well, I should.
Wow.
Okay, listen. If you were booking the show, you would probably have booked that Lashley and Zayn segment.
Oh God! Let's talk about
listen,
that.
like that might have been one of the worst of all time. I don't think it was the worst, but it was weird. Anytime you get men dressing up as women, well, first and foremost, you know they're gonna get their asses kicked.
Yes.
But that was so weird. Like, listen, poor Sami Zayn, man. He should not be doing this like stupid skit stuff.
And you know what? To his credit, he did do his darndest to like make it. As good as possible. He put in a good effort. I felt bad for him. I felt really bad. I
felt bad for those guys dressed up.
Yeah, that's fair. No, so funny enough, most Mondays I actually watch Raw. Actually, most weeks I watch Raw and SmackDown with my girlfriend. Because I never watch it live. I usually just watch it on tape.
I know where this is going.
No, I don't think it's going where you think it's going. But basically, right before the segment started, and they said, coming up next, Sami Zayn interviews Bobby Lashley's sisters. And I looked at her and I said, look, I'm going to warn you. This is going to be really cringy.
No, that's okay. That's what I was getting at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, give me some credit. Like listen,
you make it tough. I don't know.
Wow. Anywho.
No, but I said to her, like, this is gonna be one of those things. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what they have planned, but this is probably gonna be really bad. So just, I don't know. I guess maybe this is maybe the time that you take out your phone and
like
do anything else.
Just do what everyone else in the crowd is doing. Just get on your phone, look at the person next to you, and just be like, "What are we doing?"
It truly was one of the more cringy segments.
What was seen. Worse? Old Day? The Old Day segment was pretty bad on Raw. That's up there. The This Is Your Life, the Bailey edition.
Ooh,
that's a bad. That might be the worst one. That was really hard to watch.
No, I think you're missing my favorite, which was the Bella Twins after Nikki turned heel. The one where she said, "I wish you died in the womb."
Dude, that's really bad.
That's the ultimate, man.
That's really bad one.
So you could always have a bad segment, but it's always better than you should. I wish you died in the womb. Right?
Or
was it?
That's so.
I don't know.
And then Brie was just like, "Oh, okay, I'll just be your manager."
Yeah, like a month later.
But I don't want to talk about the Bellas. That was really bad.
What do you mean? You don't want to talk about the Bellas? I feel like
no, I don't want
to.
I don't want to talk about the Bellas and Nikki's fake breakup with John Cena. I'm not getting into it though.
It's a work.
Anytime, anyway, yeah, it's a work.
Open your eyes, guys.
Open your eyes. Lashley and Sammy, they're definitely gonna face off at Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
Lashley's gonna go over unless Kevin Owens interferes on Zayn's behalf. But
I think they're separating them now. I don't think that's gonna happen.
I don't know, cause like last week they were together.
Yeah.
Like Zayn kind of won that match for Owens, the triple threat match.
Yeah, it's true.
So I think they're still together. I think they're like separately together. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's probably what it is.
So yeah, but that's the match that's definitely gonna make the card for Money in the Bank.
But am I the only one who thinks this like rivalry is completely random? Like they kind of just said like, oh shit, we don't have anything
sucks
for these guys to do. So
well, it's you know what? It's not even that. It's more. Oh, we don't have anything for Lashley because they don't care about Sami Zayn.
Yeah, exactly.
It's more like we need something for Lashley, and everyone thought like Lashley's gonna come in, he's gonna go right to Brock. They're gonna have this huge match at probably like SummerSlam or whatever, and that doesn't look like it's gonna happen. So,
can you imagine if that's what happens at SummerSlam? Lashley versus Lesnar.
Like it'd be cool, but like for the hardcore fans, I don't think so, man.
It would be awful.
Like you have to get Rollins in there, or I don't know, man. Like that they don't have anything for Lashley right now. He was teaming with Braun Strowman.
Which was dumb.
Doing the stuff like Bobby Roode as well, like was involved in those tag team matches. It's terrible, man. So I don't know.
No, I just felt like okay. Obviously, they had that thing where it was Lashley and Braun versus KO and Sami Zayn, but then I felt like I don't know. Maybe I'm just not remembering it right, but I felt like they didn't mention that for like a week, and then all of a sudden, Sami Zayn came out and cut a huge promo on Bobby Lashley. Like I was utterly like baffled. I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Well, Lashley gave Zayn vertigo. That's the story.
Yeah, but they just like went away from it for a little bit. Like that was hilarious, by the way, when he was talking about how Lashley gave him vertigo. But I'm good now. If anyone knows the background behind that,
it's good. It's good. You know what? Like that's the thing too. Like, how do you forget it? How do you just not mention it? You have 3 hours.
Yeah.
Plus, it's 3 plus. Raw is always like for us on the East Coast. It's 8 p.m. to like 11:15.
Oh, which is so annoying.
SmackDown is 8, and then right at 10 o'clock. Because I know they have to do 205 Live.
Beautiful.
But it doesn't even matter. 10 o'clock, you're out. If you have plans, give me till 10 o'clock. We'll do something then. Because I'm watching SmackDown till 10. Raw, are you gonna be? What time you done? Between 11 and 11:15, maybe.
Yeah. No, I actually last night I watched Raw and SmackDown between 7, like obviously on tape delay, between 7:30 and 10. Like I caught up and watched the end of the Daniel Bryan Jeff Hardy match live.
Wow.
I watched both shows because when you're not watching it live, you can fast forward through all the crap, and
I love it.
Especially with Raw, there was a lot of crap, right?
Well, then like they upload the clips on YouTube and the website. Like,
exactly.
That's perfect. So if you want to catch up on Raw, SmackDown, whatever.
Well, actually, now that we're talking about how long Raw and SmackDown are, I know you wrestling fans are out there and you're thinking right now, man, if only we could add more hours of content to every week of wrestling. If only we can go from having 5 hours of free wrestling, not including 205 Live or NXT or any of that stuff, just for people who watch the main roster. 5 hours every week, and then on pay-per-view weeks, 8 hours. Every pay-per-view is now moving to 4 hours, so yippee.
Oh my god! Yeah, so PW Insider.
Wait, sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, but like I hope everyone knows that means that like WrestleMania is gonna be like 10 hours.
WrestleMania, like, it will be 52 hours.
Yeah. It's going to be like a whole weekend thing.
Anywho, the reason that we're saying this is that PW Insider confirmed with a source from WWE that all pay-per-views will begin at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, meaning that the pre-show, the kickoff show, whatever you want to call it, will begin at 6. I guess for SummerSlam, WrestleMania will be at 5. Whatever. I mean, so it's not saying that the pay-per-views will go until 11 o'clock or whatever. But just know they start an hour early now, so more time for wrestling.
Yeah, like remember when we talked about having too much of a good thing?
This isn't a good thing though.
Yeah, well, no, I meant like more wrestling, but yeah, no,
Well, yeah, I mean it's WWE. It's more of just some stuff.
Yeah, for real.
So anyway,
like the fact that the big four, like SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, and WrestleMania, are now minimum 5 hours. I don't.
Thank
I don't
God
know if
for
I'm
the
make it.
Thank God for the clips on .com.
Yeah, seriously.
That's all I gotta say. But that's all gonna begin at Money in the Bank, and another match for Money in the Bank that had a bit of build up this week was Ronda Rousey, Nia Jax for the Raw Women's Championship. They had the official contract signing with Stephanie McMahon, who started the women's revolution, folks.
Yes, she did.
So I want to ask you. Let's move on to SmackDown in a moment. But how do you see this match playing out?
Oh, with Nia and Ronda.
Yeah. So because we know, and well, no, you go ahead. I'll mention that after.
Well, like this is one of those ones that I'm having a tough time figuring out what the plan is here. I don't understand. I guess I just don't understand why they're doing this now. Like, they clearly set out to like have Nia, like she hasn't even really had a title reign because all she's done is beat Alexa Bliss once in a rematch of the match where she won the title in the first place. It looked like they were going to slowly build Ronda up to win the title closer to WrestleMania or at WrestleMania and let Nia have some sort of a title reign. I don't know. What I would assume is that WWE got cold feet about Nia and just said, you know what, we got to get this ball rolling as quickly as possible, because I don't think this was the plan. It was the most random way to announce a match. There was no like organic story that led to them fighting or like a number one contenders match. Ronda Rousey's never even had a singles match to this point. It was just, I don't even know what event they were at, and Ronda Rousey like was being, I guess, like fake interviewed, and Nia came up and was like, "Yo, I'm gonna challenge you."
And that's exactly what happened
for my title.
Like, oh no, but like
dog.
Even Ronda, big dog. Even Rousey said like, I didn't like. There's a lot of girls that deserve it, and she's like, "Nah, well, I'm picking you." So
well, see, that's another thing with the WWE being very obvious about what they're trying to do, and like it works. Well, it doesn't work with Ronda, but like they get away with it with Ronda because the crowd is over for her. Like they do love Ronda Rousey, but like I just find it so cringy every time they try to play up the whole, oh, she doesn't want to take any shortcuts or cut in front of all these women who have worked so hard.
She's a real American.
Yeah, like it's like
Hulk Hogan joke.
Yeah, but like it's like, yeah, we get it. Like you don't want her to have that reputation because that's how fans will turn on her and that's how the locker room will turn on her. But like you're being so obvious about trying to turn people the other way that I don't know. Again, it's they're getting away with it because people like Ronda, but like it's really cringy to me. Stop trying to force it down my throat. Like, you're not going to convince me that she's not cutting in line. It's okay if she's cutting in line as long as you make it work, but, like, stop trying to convince me that she's not, because that's just not true.
Well, like, from what I've heard, I don't remember the exact, where it exactly came from, but, like, she's very well liked backstage.
Yeah, I could see that. Like,
it's not like she thinks, like, she doesn't think of herself as, like, from what I've heard, from what I've I don't know who said it exactly. It's not like me making this up or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, once you get like somebody who's out of the business and they come into the business, they might think they have a bit of an ego, right? And people say like she's just wants to be like everyone else, and she knows that she's new to it, but she just wants to she wants to be there all the time, and that's not her like being a goody two shoes. It's like it's real. So yeah. I applaud her for that. What I think's gonna happen though at Money in the Bank is we all know her good friend Natalya just qualified for the women's Money in the Bank match. She won a fatal 4-way on Raw. Mm-hmm. I don't think she's gonna win the Money in the Bank ladder match, and even if she does, I think that she'll screw Ronda.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Not because she likes Nia Jax, just because she's jealous.
Yeah, like they're clearly building to Natalya versus Ronda. Like that's going to be the rivalry going forward, probably at SummerSlam, which is fine, I guess. I don't know. I'm sorry, man. Like I do, like Ronda did have like a great first showing at WrestleMania, and I think she's going to be great right out of the gate in the ring. I actually like she's a supreme athlete. She's super focused and all that stuff. Like she's going to be amazing in the ring. And I don't know, maybe her in-ring psychology will get there at some point, but like she's just so bad on the mic. I have no interest in seeing her on Raw unless they build up some sort of like I want her to be like Brock, man. I want her to stand there, look mean as hell, have someone talk for her, and then just kick ass at the next
See, here's the thing. I would like her to be like Brock. I don't like Brock on TV.
Right.
But I would love for her to be like Brock if she's there every week.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like she's
like
there
you gotta like get rid of Brock. Let him go to UFC. I know they just signed him to a new deal or whatever the parameters are, like 500,000 per appearance, which sounds pretty nice. But like get Paul Heyman. Like make her a Paul Heyman girl.
Yes, that's what I've been saying since the beginning.
But then have her compete. Like I know they're not gonna have her appear every week on Raw, but have her like there more often than Brock.
Well, so, yeah, I should.
More than 4 times a year. But here's the here's the thing though. This is all just to get Ronda over. Not over, but just to get her like experience, get her some big wins. Natalya's a vet in the ring to say the least, and this is just a way to get her, to get her some high profile wins. She'll go on and win the Raw Women's Championship sometime, whether that's against Natalya or Nia Jax or whoever, Sasha Banks. It's just to like build up other people so that she can get these big wins. So I think that's gotta happen. It's not like I don't think she's gonna win right out of the gate.
No, I'm with you, man. I have no interest in watching Natalya and Ronda Rousey cut promos on each other. Like that's gonna be awful. Like like Natalya is a great wrestler and she's worked her ass off to be where she is right now, but she's just awful on the mic. That's just the truth of it, right?
No, it's boring. I don't disagree.
And Ronda is probably 10 times worse. Like Ronda's awful on the mic, and I don't think that's going to change. That's one thing that I have no faith in her changing anytime soon, right?
Yeah, I guess because she doesn't need it.
Yeah,
in a sense, like I don't think the company thinks like, oh, she needs to be really good on the mic. Like she lets her fist do the talking for her. So I understand that. But I think that's where this feud's gonna go, and
yeah, for sure,
or whatever this whole thing with Ronda. I think that's gonna happen to her, and that'll be her summer. What happens at SummerSlam with her, I have no idea. Obviously, that's the next big pay-per-view. So, yeah, I can't really comment about that, but I think obviously she's gonna be involved in the title picture. That's what I'm gonna say. And I think Natalya will be around there. I think Nia Jax will probably still be champion. Maybe we'll see like a triple threat match or something like that, but. For Money in the Bank, I think Natalya's going to screw Rousey, and they'll have a little beef.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. Like you're probably right. You're probably right. That's because they're clearly going towards a Natalya, and this is another thing that kind of pisses me off about it. I'm sorry to be ranting so much about this stupid rivalry, but like Natalya was heel for like the last year or so. Then they randomly turn her face with like no kind of action that leads it. Just her showing up and smiling on Raw and being like, "Hey, Ronda, we're best friends." Like no real face turn. She's just face all of a sudden. And then now they're already leading towards her heel turn. And she was an awful heel.
I think the whole reason that they made her face in the first place
was
like
for
over. Yeah, it's just for Ronda. I get it. Like that was just a hurdle they had to go over, but it happened, and I agree. Like we're talking about a feud that hasn't even started yet, but it seems pretty obvious. Like I'll be very surprised if this is not what happens.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like it's gonna. You know what? Let's just talk about something that makes me happy because this doesn't. I want to talk about
SmackDown. That's what I was talking about. What do you want to talk about?
Well, no, I was gonna say that, and we kind of touched on it earlier, but I want to talk about it for at least like a minute or so. The newest addition to the tag team division is if somehow science permitted you to go into my brain, like me, Daniel Marino, if somehow science permitted you to reach inside my brain and extract the perfect wrestling tag team, not even tag team, the perfect wrestling kind of entity, it would be the B team. I have been waiting.
Oh gosh, you know what? I'm just gonna let you talk.
I have been waiting years to see this company use Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, two of the most entertaining guys on the roster, in some sort of capacity. And what we're left with here is the potential for one of the greatest tag teams in WWE history. I mean, give these guys a title shot right now. What are we waiting for?
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
No,
I agree with you on these guys having success. I like it.
Tell me you don't laugh the second their music hits.
No, I love it. But here's the thing.
The way they celebrate after every win.
They already don't view themselves as top players if they're the B team.
Yeah,
right?
That's
Am I wrong about that?
That's the point with them, though.
I get it,
man.
but I don't. I love it. Trust me. I'm not trying to be like. I'm not trying to act like this is like. Oh, they need to be serious in the ring because it's you're trying to win. I get the comedic value and I love it. Don't get me wrong, but I don't believe these guys. Like, I'm not gonna believe in them getting title shots and all that kind of stuff because they're just now in the same boat as Breezango. Like, the funny lower card team that they just faced off on Raw, and it was fun because they're both fun teams to watch and they're just funny character wise. But at the end of the day, I don't care. It's just filler. It's filler, right? It's filler.
Yeah, but I think you need that, man. I'd rather have filler like that than friggin' Bobby Lashley versus Jobber number 3. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
this stuff makes me laugh. There's a lot of stuff in wrestling that's supposed to be funny that is either just like really cringy or just like the dumbest, like, mind-numbing thing ever. And this is actually entertaining for me. Like, the way they celebrate every win like they just won the Super Bowl is bliss. Like, it is just gold.
I like it. I'm just saying, like, well, the SmackDown tag team division is lights out compared to Raw.
Yeah.
So, and maybe that's because I'm biased because I love tag team wrestling. I think it's cool when guys work in teams. Like, I played sports growing up. I played on teams growing up. I didn't wrestle, but I like that team mentality, and it's cool because then you get more people in the ring. So
yeah.
And I think also I like it more because I'm pretty sure Vince McMahon doesn't like tag team wrestling, so I like it more as a result. So anyway, one tag team that we know could potentially make a big impact at Money in the Bank is the New Day.
Yeah.
Because one member of the New Day will be in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, and we thought maybe they would reveal who that would be on Miz TV this week, but they did not. And yeah, so we're still waiting.
I thought it was maybe the best segment of the week, actually, with the New Day on Miz TV. And it's not really surprising because the New Day is awesome and the Miz is awesome. But I think it's cool that they're building up to it. I think they even said on commentary, like, they kind of played the whole, why would we give up something that's really in our favor? Like, it's rare that they don't know which one of us is going to be in the match, so they can't prepare for it. And it's cool that, like, they have a storyline like that. Like, they're actually justifying it in a way that feels real. So
it's like the Braun Strowman tag team partner all over again. But good.
Yeah. Exactly.
Why
did you have to bring that into this? Why did you have to bring that up?
So, do you think they're gonna wait till Money in the Bank to reveal? Right when, like, okay, you guys gotta do your entrance, and they're gonna do like the hoo hoo hoo. Like, do you think they're actually gonna be at that moment? Okay, here's who's gonna be in the match. Because I think that's cool. Because then the guys in the ring, they can't strategize at that moment. That's the very last moment.
Yeah, no, I think that would be cool, and I think I can picture them all coming down to the ring and standing outside of it, having that one, like, there's like a 2-minute kind of moment of silence, and then one of them just gets in the ring. You know what I mean?
Kind of like, in a sense, kind of like when the Hardys came back last year at WrestleMania, and they revealed that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that would be cool. Big E faced The Miz on SmackDown. Lost because the Bar interfered because they're jealous because they lost the New Day to earn that opportunity.
Yeah,
so
I think it's pretty obvious what they're doing, right? Like
six-man tag.
Yeah.
Sometime down the line.
Or they could be, because we talked about, well, I mean, it was on the podcast last week, which no one got to listen to, but we talked about how it's rumored that Big E's going to have a little bit of a singles push. And evidence of that would be if he's the one who ends up fighting in the Money in the Bank. So what if it ends up being the Bar versus the New Day without Big E, while Big E's off in his own singles rivalry? And
that could be interesting.
And E would still be part of the New Day. It's just that they're not wrestling in the same match at the same pay-per-view. You know what I mean?
So you're saying the Bar versus Woods and Kofi?
Yeah.
Like pre-kickoff match or whatever.
Well, it doesn't have to be Money in the Bank. It could be at like Extreme Rules or something.
Oh, okay, I see. And then Big E kind of does his own thing.
Like maybe Big E fights The Miz.
Yeah, that could be. I could definitely see that.
If they want to get behind the whole singles push for him, right?
Here's the thing, though. I really don't want to see the New Day split.
No, but they don't have to split. They can still make it work where Big E's fighting for like the U.S. title or something, and the other two are fighting for the tag titles, but there's still one. They come out together, they cut promos together, stuff like that, right?
Yeah, no, I get it. I guess that would kind of be the beginning of the end, in a sense.
Yeah,
if they,
you don't, nothing lasts forever.
Yeah, no, that's true, and it's amazing that these guys are like that. They're still relevant, like 4 years in.
Yeah, not even just relevant. Like they're like one of the most over.
They're a top team. Yeah, like they're a top thing.
They're like they're like Hall of Fame worthy.
I love it. It's cool. Like, and they're great promoting the company, and you know they make appearances on behalf of the company and all that kind of stuff.
No, they're amazing.
Great. They're great. They are best for business.
The WWE did not know what they had with the New Day, and they got rewarded. But speaking of the SmackDown Tag Team Division, let's talk about the tag title picture, which after SmackDown last night, well, as of recording last night, I guess when this goes live, it'll be 2 nights ago. But
this week's SmackDown.
Yeah, this week's SmackDown. Anderson and Gallows beat the Usos and earned themselves a title shot at the Bludgeon Brothers at Money in the Bank. I guess I'll just start off by saying that like this is kind of what I was hoping for when they moved over to SmackDown, because I thought, well, not that I thought, I knew these two were like disgustingly underused on Raw. Like, I mean, I know they won the tag titles, but after they dropped them at WrestleMania, it was just garbage, and they're way too talented and way too awesome to kind of take a back seat. So this is what I was hoping for when they moved over to SmackDown, is that they would get a push kind of right out of the gate. They're not going to win, but they're in the title picture.
I kind of get why they don't get pushed too much, and I think it's... I don't want to say they're too generic, but the Bludgeon Brothers have their thing, the Usos have their thing, the New Day have their thing, the Bar have their thing. Like, Gallows and Anderson don't really have a thing. They're just like two guys that like to fight.
Yeah, but they're
like,
funny.
Listen,
I don't know.
But that's the thing. WWE doesn't like to showcase that. Like, it worked in New Japan. It worked, like, it would work in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think they're just gonna they're just kind of the guys along with AJ Styles, which is fine. That's cool. I don't think they're gonna win.
No.
At Money in the Bank. And honestly, and it sucks to say this, but I think after this title shot, they're just gonna be kind of rendered obsolete.
Obsolete, yeah. No, I think that I think you're probably right. Like, what worries me is that they're just gonna be a placeholder challenger. You know what I mean? Like, they're just there to challenge the Bludgeon Brothers in the meantime. And then at SummerSlam, the Bludgeon Brothers will actually have a big match against like whoever, like the New Day or the Bar or one of like the Bear, one of the many tag teams that are on SmackDown, like Sanity or something. That'd be cool. Oh my god!
Yeah, what happened to those guys, man?
Wait, can you imagine the Bludgeon Brothers versus Sanity? That'd be awesome.
I think that has to happen soon.
I just shit my pants. What the hell? That was awesome.
Don't do that.
That came out of nowhere. I had no idea. I didn't even. Yes.
Well, they haven't debuted on SmackDown yet. They were part of the European tour. I know right. Alexander Wolf faced Aleister Black, NXT champion Aleister Black. But they haven't appeared on SmackDown yet. So
let's do it. Sanity versus Bludgeon Brothers at SummerSlam. Let's go.
It's way too stacked, the tag division. You know me, and like I said, I don't know if this made it to air. I'm pretty sure it did. I thought the Bar were gonna win the Raw tag titles from Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt at the Greatest Royal Rumble and move back, but it didn't. They didn't, I should say. So the SmackDown tag division is way too stacked for a 2-hour show, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, actually, this is kind of a good segue because it looks like SmackDown may be going to 3 hours starting in 2019 because they just signed a deal to I guess partner up with Fox. So SmackDown's going to be on Fridays next year, and it's going to be on Fox, which is I don't know. How do you feel about the WWE heading over to Fox?
Like, I don't. Okay, well, first and foremost, I don't think that's going to change for you and I. I don't think anything will change here. We're in Canada, so I don't really care too much. Like, wherever it goes in the States, it goes. It's kind of cool that it's back on Fridays. Like, that's the SmackDown I grew up with. Even though it was taped, it came on Fridays, and it was cool. My one worry is that, well, I don't think they're going to go back to a taped SmackDown.
No.
I don't think you need to worry about that. So I'm cool with it. I think it's nice to spread out the wrestling because you got Raw on Mondays, SmackDown Tuesdays, and then really nothing for the rest of the week.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, and like I guess it just depends on your preference, but my thing is that I kind of like it being on Monday, Tuesday because then I can kind of, as long as I can avoid spoilers for Raw for one day while I'm at work, I can watch both of them on Tuesday and then just be kind of done for the week. I definitely don't want to be watching SmackDown on Friday night, so then I guess I'm just going to end up watching it Saturday afternoon or something, if I can find time, right? Like, I'm now working a full-time job for the first time in my life, and, you know, it's those, like, Saturdays are precious, like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, I get it.
So, I don't know, but I'll tell you with Fox, I'm a huge UFC fan. I have been since I was like 12 or 13, and they spent most of, I guess it's been 6 or 7 years they've been on Fox, and I don't. So one thing I would bring up is that Fox isn't the best at pacing. I don't know if SmackDown is going to be on the big Fox or if it's going to be on like Fox Sports, because if it's on Fox Sports, a lot of, I would say most of the UFC events that go on Fox Sports go like an hour over. It's a lot of time. But when it's on the big Fox, which is like, you know, the money channel, they tend to be like right on time. So I guess it just depends on which version of Fox it's gonna be on.
I'm gonna assume Fox Sports just because it's SmackDown.
Yeah, see, that's what I think too, and that's what worries me. I saw some people saying, because it was a huge deal, like they
$1 billion.
Yeah, that's
$1 billion.
That's a lot of money.
I believe over 5 years.
Yeah. So they obviously invested a lot of money into this. I saw some people saying like, "Oh, SmackDown's." I think even Dave Meltzer said it. SmackDown's going to be like the A show, and I don't know if it was sarcastic or not, but like, it makes sense now that they've kind of added a lot of talent to SmackDown over at the Superstar Shakeup. Maybe, like, I don't think it'll ever be the A show over Raw, but like maybe they're trying to stop it from being the B show, make it like level with Raw.
You know what I would say? I hope it doesn't become the A show, because I don't want it to turn into Raw.
Yeah.
I don't want the company to say, "Oh, this is our show, so we're gonna mess with it." Like, let SmackDown do its own thing. SmackDown, it hasn't been it's not as great as it when the Superstar Shakeup happened, or not the Superstar, when the draft happened. Like right out of the gate, it was great. Mm-hmm. It obviously has its odd weeks and all that. That's just every show, but I would just prefer if Raw changed and just was better. I know it's easier said than done, but well, no, not really. I feel like it's pretty easy to do, but I hope they just leave SmackDown as like, oh, that little project over on the side. I hope it becomes like a big show, but not like to this point where that's being promoted more than Raw. Because I like when SmackDown's kind of tucked away and it's like, oh, what's this? Oh, that's SmackDown. It's the better show. They just don't promote it as much.
So what you're saying is you don't trust WWE to handle something that should be easy.
Exactly.
Properly. Yeah, no, I'm with you, man.
I also have a lot of history to back me up on that.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely with you, man. It'll be interesting to watch. I mean, we won't see anything for like a year anyway, or not a year, like 6 months or whatever it is. But I don't know. It's one of those things that like I'm not huge into like TV deals and stuff like that, but it is interesting. Like it'll be something that we look out for in 2019. But for now, 4-hour pay-per-views, 2-hour SmackDown, 3-hour Raw. Oh god, yeah, that's the other thing. They're adding an hour onto SmackDown. Like the best part about SmackDown is that it's 2 hours instead of 3. And now I'm like, oh my god, 6 hours minimum every week of like Raw and SmackDown.
I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah,
watching that, man.
There's only so much wrestling you could watch.
I like the Raw. But to be fair, like the rosters are way too big. So maybe, well, I don't know. You watch Raw, they don't utilize everyone the way people think they should.
That's what I was going to say. Like my issue is that like okay, you make pay-per-views 4 hours long, you extend SmackDown to 3 hours. WrestleMania is like 24 hours or whatever it is. Like I get it
approximately.
Yeah, I get it because, like, for a long time, people kept complaining that wrestlers weren't being used properly, and this is the most loaded the roster's ever been. So now, by extending the shows, yeah, it's kind of overkill, but at least everyone's getting a shot, and you're seeing the best wrestlers fight the best wrestlers. But the issue that I have is that Monday night, we had, like, 20 minutes dedicated to Sami Zayn interviewing 3 dudes dressed up as girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, of course
it's not
did.
Being used
and we had Stephanie McMahon in 2 in-ring segments. That's just gonna kill time, I should say.
Yeah.
To kind of go off topic. So yeah, filler. That's what Sami Zayn is. He's filler. Let's put him in the ring with 3 guys dressed up as women. Let's put him in the ring with 3 independent wrestlers dressed up as women, and go from there and have him get beat up by Bobby Lashley to further prove that we don't know what we're doing with anybody.
Yeah, for real. No, but
however.
Sorry, I just want to say with the Stephanie thing, like, the one thing that makes it easier to swallow is that she is, like, a damn good heel. Like, it's actually kind of...
Dude, I know, but all she does is just go on the mic and bury her own talent. Like,
yeah, it's fair.
It doesn't
matter if
like,
they're face or heel. She just buries everyone.
Like, it doesn't... it's not like she's being a good heel. She's just being a dick.
Yeah.
And I don't I don't want to see that. They're so boring. Like, remember... back like 5 years ago or whatever, where like
the Authority,
she come out with the Authority crap every single Raw you turn on, and they'd be them for like 27 minutes,
yeah, I know,
just talking about nonsense. And like the guys, like the wrestlers in the ring, cool. I like Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, whatever. It's cool, but like I don't want to hear Stephanie McMahon cut a boring ass promo every week. So thank God she hasn't been on Raw. She only been on Raw twice since WrestleMania. So that's a blessing. I'd say. I don't dislike Stephanie McMahon.
Damn.
But her character is absolutely horrendous, and I don't like seeing it on Raw.
Get him, Mike. Get him.
That's all I got to say. The thing is, I don't have to say anything else because I know a lot of people agree with me.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like it's
there you go.
This is like it's a WWE thing, man. Like they give way too much time over to like. Well, it's like even in the lead up to WrestleMania, how we knew that Steph and Triple H's match was gonna be like 30 minutes, even though there was like 25 fights on the card. We knew that was gonna happen, right? And
yeah,
again, like it worked out because Ronda was awesome, but like, you know, technically speaking, Steph and Triple H had one of the bigger stages at WrestleMania, and like, you know, they don't really need it at all.
No, well, they don't, but that's brings us back to that the summer's better than the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah, exactly. So, because we don't have to worry about Triple H and Steph fighting on the card.
No, like maybe like they're not gonna like SummerSlam's beneath them, so they're not gonna. Maybe Triple H will do a match at SummerSlam, but I know Steph wrestled at SummerSlam a few years ago against and I hate to bring them up, but Brie Bella. So
which led to.
I hope he died in the womb. All that crap.
In the womb. Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Classic.
I know. Why did we see Stephanie McMahon is on TV twice this week, and then we bring up
the Bella.
If you want to do a Total Bellas podcast on your own, be my guest.
At its best. What, you're not going to join me for a Total Bellas podcast?
Anyway, Daniel Bryan and Jeff Hardy happened on SmackDown this week, which is awesome. They had a cool match, which was expected.
Yeah.
And no, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say, like, this is like the best. Well, I mean, one of the great things about Daniel Bryan coming back, like, one of the obvious great things about Daniel Bryan coming back is that now we get to see all these matches that we never thought we'd see, like Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan versus Jeff Hardy, like, eventually, maybe, hopefully down the road, Daniel Bryan versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Like, we're seeing all these matches that became dream matches because all these guys came in or returned after Daniel Bryan's career seemingly ended. So it's pretty
it's
cool.
like
that we're
it's like
getting
I'm
to see
playing
this stuff.
WWE 2K18.
This is kind of like the dream, right?
Get to make all these fantasy matches. In this case, however, they've come true.
Exactly.
So Daniel Bryan did defeat Jeff Hardy on SmackDown, and he will advance to face Samoa Joe next week on SmackDown. Well, the winner of that match will qualify for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. The last spot in that match. Obviously, we don't know who the New Day is going to descend yet, but yeah, this is the first time that Joe and Bryan have faced off since, I believe, October of 2006, back in the Ring of Honor days. So this should be good. It's Daniel Bryan and Samoa Joe, like two of the top guys in WWE in terms of who like performing in the ring.
Well, the unfortunate thing is that it's likely going to end the same way Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles ended, which is with someone interfering.
It was both. It was actually, Cass and Nakamura.
Was it Cass that time too? It's going to be Cass
AJ
again.
Daniel Bryan. Oh yeah. I don't know because there was so much that happened.
I think it was Cass. I think Cass interfered, and then Shinsuke came in after.
Bryan and Styles faced Rusev Day in a tag team match, and I'm pretty sure the exact same thing happened. I could be wrong, but probably correct on that.
Yeah, you're right. You're completely right about that. Yeah. So, what's it called? So yeah, that's the unfortunate thing, is that it's probably going to be a great match that has a bad ending because Cass comes out and interferes. But it is what it is. It's a SmackDown match.
Joe goes over.
You don't put too much stock into it.
And he'll go on to Money in the Bank. Bryan and Cass. I mean, we'll see. That's the thing. Like, we'll have to see if Cass is cleared because I don't know. He's hurt. That's why he's not facing Joe. He was supposed to face Joe this week, and it got canned because he's hurt, and it's unsure as to if it's legitimate or not. He was playing it up backstage, and he was apparently limping it.
No,
backstage,
it looks legit.
So unless he's trying to work the boys, I don't think he is. So
yeah,
that's unfortunate for him. He's injured again. He just came back from an injury, so
yeah.
I don't know exactly. So I don't know if he's gonna be able to.
It's a knee injury too. Yeah.
I don't know, interfere.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll find out how bad his injury is on Tuesday,
so
right?
I would think
if he doesn't interfere, then
my only hope, obviously,
bad, right?
two things. Obviously, I hope he's okay because I hope he's okay. But it's also I hope he's okay because then it gives Daniel Bryan something to do at Money in the Bank. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Joe's got to be the one that goes in the match. Yeah, and I mean, clearly the plan is that Joe goes in the match and it's Cass versus Bryan, but we'll see if Cass is healthy enough.
No, go ahead.
One thing. Oh, sorry, go. No, I was about to say one thing that I found that I guess I've been noticing lately. I don't know if you saw the end of Bryan versus Jeff, but Bryan won with a heel hook. He ended up tapping Jeff out with a heel hook. And I've been noticing lately that a lot of matches on Raw and SmackDown have been ending with moves that aren't finishers. Like a lot of for example, Elias beat Bobby Roode, not this week. This week he used his finisher, but the last time he beat Bobby Roode, he actually smacked his head off the rope.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Pinned him, right? Like, I've been noticing a lot of... Yeah, so I've been noticing a lot of non-finisher pins, and I think it's on Raw and SmackDown. And I think it's a good thing. I don't know what you thought about that.
I guess it never really dawned on me as that happening. I guess I didn't really look too much into it, but
I think it's a good thing just because finishers are so overused now. Like every pay-per-view, you see someone land their finisher 18 times before the match ends.
And you could argue
every episode of Raw and SmackDown they do it at least once, right?
So it might make them look weak, but at the same time, I don't really think it's a bad thing. I mean, you're trying to win a match, and if you're gonna look at it in a real sense, you're just trying to win a match. And let's say you pull off a move that stuns your opponent for 3 seconds, then they win. Go for it. I don't think it was.
Well, it all depends on the way you build it, though, right? Because if. Yeah, the way things were going before, it's almost like if you don't kick out of one finisher, you look weak, even though it's a finisher, right? But if you build it properly, where you're seeing guys end it with signature moves or random moves off the top rope and stuff like that every single week on
it's
TV,
more and it's also more unpredictable
special when someone lands their finisher and ends a match that way. Yeah, and so the matches aren't more unpredictable because you never know what they're going to pin off of. But when someone does kick out of a finisher, that's even more shocking.
No,
because it's not shocking anymore when someone kicks out of a finisher.
So and that's the thing. Like, guy hits guy or whatever. Guy hits the finisher. They go for the cover. The commentary like changes their tone, signaling that the match is about to end. But if they're doing it like, oh, he's into the cover, but it's like, whatever, he just goes into a quick cover. Oh, he actually won. Like, that's crazy. Like, it's cool. I think it adds like a different element to the match, whether you're watching it in the arena or watching it at home. So yeah, I'm not like opposed to it.
Yeah.
Well, let me guess. This is your segment to saying that Shinsuke Nakamura is gonna low blow AJ Styles for a 10 count at Money in the Bank, because Nakamura, who obviously had the power. He had the power, to choose the stipulation for their WWE Championship match. At Money in the Bank, he chose a last man standing match.
No. He chose a last man standing.
So I'd like to get
last man standing.
How do you see that one going? You nut job.
So there's definitely gonna be one moment. I love Shinsuke. There's definitely gonna be one moment in the match where they both low blow each other at the same time, like they did at the at
double the 10 count, double 10 count.
And, they both went down for 10 count. So they're both, So they're both gonna low blow each other and fall down, and probably both get up at 9. And then I actually don't know. I still think Joe is going to win that title at SummerSlam, so I don't know who's going over here.
I mean, like, I know it'd be heel versus heel, but I'm never opposed to Joe and Nakamura. I got to watch that live one time.
Yeah.
And I take over Toronto. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this is the thing. Like, first and foremost, I just want to get this out of the way. Like, the fact they gave away Nakamura and Styles on SmackDown last week, I was very against.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, great. This match is happening way too often, so I think I would like to see Styles retain so that we don't see it again, at least for a while. Don't get me wrong, I like when these guys face off, but they're just milking this thing, man. Like, it's going on forever. They've had, WrestleMania, Greatest Royal Rumble, and then SmackDown, and now Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Oh, and Backlash.
Yeah, no, they're definitely overdoing it.
So 5 times by the end of Money in the Bank, it'll be the 5th time. So it's not that it's boring to me, but it's like I've seen this match multiple times. It's like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, like when they face off, it's like, yeah, I know, I've seen it. Or John Cena and Randy Orton. It's like, yeah, I know, I've seen it multiple times. I don't want to see it again. As good as the competitors are, it's just like something new. So I really hope, just for the sake that there's no rematch involved, Styles goes over in some fashion. Maybe the Gallows and Anderson involve themselves somehow, and then we get the Styles Joe feud that we want to see.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I guess we'll find out a little closer to the event, but I just hope they put on a good match.
Logically speaking, yeah, they will.
I just because they haven't really had the chance to do so,
and now there's weapons involved, right?
Yeah, they should put on a Money in the Bank. Should be good, man. I'm looking forward to it.
I am. And one last thing, just before we wrap it up, Lana qualified for the Money in the Bank match, her first ever one-on-one win.
Yeah.
In her WWE career, so good for her.
Wait, what?
She never won a one-on-one match. Okay, that's a tongue twister. She's never been victorious in a one-on-one match in her WWE career.
No way. I didn't know. I
don't know her track record. I know she was obviously involved in the mixed match challenge. Yeah. She was involved in the Dolph Ziggler, Summer Rae.
Let's not talk about that.
Well, she was, but so I don't know her track record in terms of a win-loss thing. I know she's been a part of like ladder, I don't know, tag team matches, all that kind of stuff, but she's never been victorious one-on-one until last night, as the time is recording.
And it was like a quick pin kind of.
Well, it was like Billy. Well, poor Iconics. They come up to SmackDown. They're just losing, but at
least they're getting like airtime. But
no, I'm glad. I'm just saying, like, Lana won in 2 moves. She did like the kick to the head, and then she did like the face buzz. Slammed her. Yeah. So that's she's in the match. That's pretty much all I wanted to say about that. She's in the match.
Well, the good thing about that is, like, the interesting thing is that they had Aiden English introduce Lana, so it feels like because of, there's that rumor that Rusev and Aiden English were going to get broken up and then Lana was going to go back with Rusev. But now it looks like they're kind of hearing the fans a bit because there's some backlash about that. And they're just kind of like, all right, let's put all three of them together.
Yeah, that's great. Like, why not have more stables?
Yeah, exactly. I think it works. Rusev
and
Day it's over.
Well, so. Rusev Day is super over, and then Lana's super over just on her own.
Yeah,
so
she'll always be over.
Even if she's not like the best in-ring performer, fine. She's just fun to watch.
Yeah, exactly. And
like, obviously, she's great. Like, okay, not that we're really in that era anymore, but she's great eye candy.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's. I think it works. Not saying she's gonna win a women's title, but she can help Rusev and Aiden English win some titles.
Yeah, exactly. I think
tag titles, U.S. title, whatever.
It could be one of the most over stables in wrestling. Anyway, we got we got a Game 7 to watch right now, and
it's started already.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know the first period.
One last thing.
Yeah,
I just want to throw this out there. I just wanted to wish, give my best wishes, our best wishes to Randy Orton. I don't know if you heard. We tweeted about it a couple days ago. Randy underwent surgery last week. He had knee surgery last week, and he's expected to be out for a few months. So I just wanted to wish him the very best in his recovery.
Yeah, of course. And you know what, man? Like, obviously this isn't the right way for it to happen, but like it's probably better off for his character that he takes some time off anyway. So hopefully he comes back refreshed and
floundering a little bit. He said like he's had to have this like surgery for a while, but he's just finally decided to do it. So I'm glad he got that out of the way, and he can start recovery, and hopefully we'll see him back in a few months.
Yeah, and thank you to our intern who, we pay him a lot, but like he overexceeds what his worth is just limitless. So I just want to say a big thank you to our intern for killing it on social media.
I haven't met him. I've never met him.
And you never will.
That's a little concerning, but anyway.
That's my ace in the hole.
Okay.
All right. Let's wrap it up. Yeah.
What's our Twitter?
Oh, our Twitter is is it the? Or is it just no? It's at Figure4Pod, right? Did I get that right? Yeah,
you got
follow us on Twitter at Figure4Pod. That's where you can get all the updates on everything wrestling, and of course the podcast. You can listen to our podcast on YouTube, which you definitely already know if you're listening to this, because it's the only place you can listen to our amazing podcast. So
we have been exploring other options.
Yeah,
so
we're looking into it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
but
SoundCloud only allows an hour, I believe.
Yeah, and unless you pay for it, which is not something we're in a place to do right now, but we'll figure it out.
Well, I mean, you are paying the intern, so
yeah, that's what I mean. All our money, our entire budget is going towards the intern, which is worth.
Exactly.
But it's worth it. It's worth it.
It's worth it.
Yeah. So anyway, we'd appreciate it if you keep listening, and maybe tell your friends, share it, give us a few retweets and some likes and things of that nature, and keep tuning in. We appreciate it. We'll see you next week for another episode of the Figure 4 podcast.